Hey everyone, welcome back to Plugin Tut. As always, your host, Matt, the home for handcrafted WordPress plugin tutorials. You can find more at plugintut.com and subscribe to our podcast at plugintut.com/subscribe. Today we're taking a look at my theme, recently released in WordPress.org. So obviously, full disclosure, this is my own product, so I'm of course biased to the usefulness of this multi-purpose theme and some of the features that we have incorporated into this theme, and just generally excited that finally, after 7 months, the theme is now available to download for free at wordpress.org/themes/Baton. And one note, this is a multi-purpose theme, but that doesn't mean that it's an all-purpose theme. So I'm fully admitting, as the product owner, creator, and architect, that a multi-purpose theme does not mean all-purpose. You won't find this theme useful for every single project. Why? Because the design is very modern. It's very sort of modern traditional, I guess, is what I would call it in today's in today's standards of design. You can actually start up a demo, a full demo of the full version of Baton at batontheme.com, and it's very modern and it's very sort of I want to say flat and modern. I'm using that word over and over again. I realize that. But my point is because I feel like the multi-purpose keyword is just saturated in this theme market. And people use multi-purpose as an all-purpose synonym. And unfortunately, it's not. A lot of people get sold on multi-purpose as an all-purpose. You could use it for anything. Sadly, not the case. But let's dive into adding this theme. Again, super excited that it's finally in .org, and it's as simple as going to Appearances and then Themes, searching for the word Baton. I'm going to hit Enter, and I'm going to hit Install. Now, this will install the theme through WordPress.org. Again, it's just Baton is the name. I'm going to go ahead and click on Activate. That'll activate the theme. And I already have our helper plugin installed. It's called Note, and if I didn't have it installed already, it would have prompted me to install and activate it. And that's right over here, Note, and I already have it activated. Again, downloaded and activated. But once you do that, once you install Baton for the first time, it'll tell you to go ahead and install that. Let's just take a look at the theme options real quick. If we go to About Baton under Appearance Baton, we can see that we can get started in the customizer. We can launch the customizer right here. We include this Build the Perfect WordPress website course. You can enroll for that for free. And of course, the biggest thing for upgrading to Baton is getting Conductor, which will allow you to do some cool things. And we're going to show you that in a minute. So let's go ahead and launch right into the customizer. This is a WordPress website that we have, that I have installed through Desktop Server, which is just a local host server, and I have some default WordPress content already loaded up. And you can see that this homepage is actually already filled out, and I find this one of the great features that we were able to negotiate with some of the admins over at WordPress.org to include this demo layout. And we had some static demo layout in the beginning that we had to change based on their standards, but we were able to incorporate this, and I'm really happy about that, and actually really proud of our development team for getting this done. So when you first install Baton, this is how it should look, right? This is an example of how you might set up Baton to maximize its feature set, and that is very much having Hero 1 up top, some kind of features in the middle of your product or service, another call to action, and then some recent news or blog announcements or whatever. Now I'm going to show you how you can kind of control that. If we go into the Baton features section, you might say, oh my God, this is my blog. How do I get the blog to show up without customizing a homepage? How do I do that? If you come into the Baton features, specifically for Baton Free, we can shut these things off. So by default, our blog display powered by Conductor is enabled, and our enhanced blog display is also powered by Conductor. So let's just disable this so we can see what happens. When I shut off the blog display, you can see that we have a standard blog. And this is your traditional WordPress layout. So if you're saying, oh my God, how do I get back to that? I just want to have a blog and use Baton. Boom. It's as easy as checking that off, and sort of our demo layout goes away, and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff, right? So let's just check that back off to yes. And what happens when we uncheck the enhanced blog display? Let's check that to no. And you can see that we lose the hero call to actions above, but this blog display for Conductor is what is available. And what that means is you can go over to the blog display powered by Conductor, and you can do, if this is your home page, you could say, you know what, show me 9 posts per page. And you can, as you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we have the pagination below. But if you wanted to, say, only show 4 blog posts on the home page, we're going to hit show 4 posts per page, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But now you're saying, hey, Matt, this is a 3-column layout. It kind of looks wonky with this sort of 1 post hanging out here. Don't worry, because you are controlling your blog with our little Conductor feature. You can switch that to 2. And when we drag that down to 2, you can see that now we have a perfectly symmetrical 2-column blog display on our homepage. Of course, this one doesn't have a featured image, so it looks off a little bit, but that's okay. So what other features of Conductor are we building in that makes this theme, I feel, fairly powerful for folks who want to control their content a little bit more? Conductor is a content-first page builder, or builder, I should say. So what we do is we display content like you see here, and then we give you control to sort of more finite display control over your content. So let's say you don't like the word continue reading. Well, we can just write over that and say read more. Save that. That'll change all the continue reading links. But for whatever reason, you might say, you know what? I don't want the author byline stuff there. Right down here, it says date and my name. No problem. We can uncheck that and we can hide that. And then you can say, you know what? This read more, I actually want it right below the title of our blog post. We can grab it, drag it, and drop it right there. And now you can see that the read more link is here. Right? Pretty awesome, I think. And then we can limit the words in the excerpts. And this stuff is just a taste of the extended features that you might get from purchasing Conductor or purchasing the full version of Baton. And then we can also define if we want a specific category. If we only want to show blog posts from the category blog, which I only have 3 of apparently, we can do that by selecting the category. And even in this case, you say, you know what? I want 1 column. I just want to get back to 1 column. Boom. We can go 1 column just like that. So pretty awesome stuff, I feel, and some great features of Baton in that sense. Now, but what if we want to build a homepage? What if we want to build a homepage that has some product and some features like a traditional business website? Well, let's dive into that. So I'm going to turn back on the enhanced blog display. I'm going to hit save and publish this so all of our changes are saved. And I am actually going to switch this back to 2 columns here. And I'm going to save and publish that one more time. Let's take a look at setting up the home page in general settings. So we're going to go to general settings, and we're going to go static front page. We're going to select a static front page. Doesn't matter what it is really, but I'm just going to do home here. And if this were my home page, I'd just have some homepage stuff loaded up. No big deal there. Let's go into the widget section. So when you have a home page set up, a static home page set up, that'll enable the front page sidebar. And you don't see anything going on right here. It doesn't indicate that there is a sidebar here, but we're going to go ahead and add a widget. We're going to add the note widget. The note widget is what powers all of these sort of heroes that we see in our blog, right? Or in our demo. So I'm going to go ahead and add Baton Hero 1. Again, this is the note widget. And when it's activated with Baton, you get these cool little hero areas. You get these hero areas here. You get these features, and we can. I'll link up the videos to the note widget so you can see the column stuff. But so here it is, Hero 1, and as you can see, it's 1 widget. And in our editor on the right-hand side here, all I have to do is go in call to action. So I can say call to action. I could say subheader for my cool product. And then we can link this button to another page in here. So maybe it's something like get started. So here's an important part. I've highlighted the word button. I'm going to start typing get started. And you can see the style goes away. That's okay. We're going to highlight that again. We're going to highlight get started. We're going to go to formats. Or excuse me, first we're going to highlight it and we're going to link it. So I don't know. Let's just look for a page. I don't know if I have a page, sample page, doesn't really matter. But if you were linking to a product page, a get started page, something like that, you link this first, highlight it again, go to formats, and then we can add a button. And it's just a button style, right? So just like that, we have a button, and we could highlight it again, go button alternative. We have this white one, kind of hard to see with this background, but let's put a background in this section. So we're going to go to edit the background, and I'm just going to pick from anything here. So let's just hit save. And as you can see, with the hero widget, we have this edit background image. I just dropped in a nice full-size image for the background. And you can see that, oh, maybe this clashes a little bit. Maybe we don't like the default color of the font. That's okay. Select it again. This live editor is all controlled by our note widget. And it just works wonders with the Baton theme. So we can highlight that, select the text color to white, and maybe do this one to also, whoops. We can select this one and also go white. And you could even say, you know what, let's put a background on that too. We could throw a background on that just to make it a little bit different. And there you have it. Now we've got our cool little call to action set up. We got this great photo in the background. You can even select this and reposition it if you want. You don't have to leave it by default. You can change the font size, the paragraph styles. You can do all that. You can even center this button if you wanted to. So let's add the next one in the demo. And in the demo, we have the features come next. And we'll go down to Baton Features 1. So very much like our content display, we have these columns and we have rows. So when I drop in the Note Baton feature widget, you can see this placeholder stuff here. This is very much if you had features of my product. So features or services. And what we would do here is another subheadline, check out all of the great stuff we have to offer. So once again, we're giving you a lot of flexibility with note widgets. We're giving you a lot of sort of style choices with these widgets, but we're also sort of saying, look, this is the style, this is the layout, and maybe you don't have 4 features. Maybe you only have 2. So you can drag the columns down to 2, and that'll automatically reposition 2 features. This also means that the number of rows can also be changed. So if you say, you know what, I have 4 features, I just don't want 4 across, I want them in a grid. Well, no problem, we'll drag that number of rows to 2, and now you can see the features stack in a nice grid. So you're simply clicking in this, and you can say feature 1. I'm not going to fill out all of this stuff because it would take a little bit of time. In fact, I'll just leave feature 1 and feature 2, and I'm going to bring this back down to 1 row. But again, we can come in here, we can say subheadline, we can do all this, we can format it, we can go subheadline here. I deleted the link before, but we can go link this. And you can see that we have all of our standard WordPress editor choices. Again, by highlighting the text live in the editor, we can do all that and link things. We can drop in images in these places if we want to drop in like little icons or something like that to fancy it up a bit. You can do all of that stuff with the Note widget. Now, another thing I want to call into play here is I feel like a lot of builder-like themes or plugins, they're very much trying to give you a new experience for building WordPress websites. We're trying to stay far away from that. We're trying to give you the most flexibility of front-end design in a WordPress site, but not leaving the WordPress experience. So basically what I mean by that is we're not taking over the customizer. We're not creating a new WordPress customizer. We're very much working within the customizer and creating things like traditional WordPress widgets. Love them or hate them, it's our best way to create a drag and drop experience without designing a whole new experience for you, which means if you're a consultant and you're giving your WordPress or you're building a WordPress website for somebody, when they go out to learn WordPress, maybe from a website like my own, like Plugin Tut, they're seeing things that make sense. They understand widgets, they understand customizer, they understand how the WordPress editor works. They're not learning a new customizer experience from one theme. Then they change themes 6 months down the road, and then they have to relearn, WordPress all over again because a theme or a plugin built it a specific way. Sure, there are specific options to our themes, but we are trying to play within the same WordPress widget customizer experience. We're not trying to break that mold. And in fact, enhancing some of it by giving you these live edit areas, okay? And that is also to say that we really do make a drag and drop builder using what WordPress gives us, right? Again, where everyone else is sort of building their own interface for drag and drop, we're saying, we're going to stick with what WordPress gives us, which are widgets and sidebars, and we're going to work with that, okay? So you can see here, I'm dragging and dropping. I can create additional note widgets here. Like, again, the standard note widget is just a text widget, and I can say, hooray for my new website. And that's just text. I can center it. I can give it a heading 1, and then I can drag it up top, right? And I can start to build out the layout of my website. So anyway, let's just go right back to the demo. We can put this call to action up top. I will actually, a quick little tip, if we hit edit content, you can kind of see the text highlights. That's a great way for us to sort of identify which one you're working on. I'm going to delete that one. And then I'm going to put the second hero widget that we have styled for Baton free right here. It's called Hero 2. And this one, you can see, is just styled a little bit tighter. So whereas this default one, everything was actually off left justified, Hero 2 is centered. And it's actually not as tall. So let's go to throw in another widget here, save. And then you can see that the height of this one isn't as great as this one. This one's really meant to be at the top of a page or your top of your home page, but it doesn't matter. You could add another Hero 1 anywhere in this layout, multiple even, to achieve your design. So I'm going to say designed by Baton. More text here. I'm not going to go into everything, but you can see that. And again, it's still a widget. We can still say, you know what, at any point I can reorder this, play with this, right? At any point I could go into my features widget and I could say, you know what, we've added new features. We've added new features to our product, or maybe we've, you didn't have the time to fill out all your features. You just want to get launched. You just tell them about these 2 features. We'll come back and we'll add 4 features later. So we'll just do that. And I can add 3 features, 4 features, more rows. I can do all that stuff. I can drag and drop this stuff around. Pretty powerful, if you ask me. So that's what it's like playing with the note widget and the heroes and the features displays that we have on the home page of Baton. Let's go back to just walking through a couple other things here. So footer, we can add some widgets down in the footer. This is still the widgets, so let me back out of that. Background and colors. We can change the background color here. We can select this. You can probably see it change a little bit here. It's tough because that's a tough color. Whoops, I'm not selecting the color. That's probably why. There we go. So if I drag it down to a darker color, you can kind of see that change there. We can give it a background image, all that fun stuff. Menus, this is very traditional. It's just all the WordPress menu areas that we have set up. So we've got one in the footer. We've got one navigate. All there. Color scheme by default. This is what we're giving you for free in the WordPress repo theme. You can come in and select sort of these changes, and actually you see the biggest change up top. So red, green with a nice contrast, blue, and then the default one, right, is a really good one, I feel. So, and actually this theme is actually activated on mattreport.com, and I'll show you that in a second. So social media widgets, if you fill this out, this will give you social media widgets, which is built into our theme. And that's all of the core stuff that's set up with Baton free. If you want to upgrade, you can go and upgrade and get access to font colors, font choices, more styles, more conductor widgets, right? So for example, this is the Matt Report. This is another podcast that I do, and this is powered by Baton. This is Baton Pro. So I set up my hero widget here, and then with 2 conductor widgets, which again, you get included when you upgrade to Baton Pro, I can say, you know what, show all of my latest podcast episodes here, and then show all of my latest blog posts here, right? And I can stack those widgets. And this is my Hero 2, and then I just have a standard footer. If I go to my all episodes page, this is showing all of my all of my podcast episodes powered by Conductor, and I threw in a nice little call to action up top. It says subscribe to the show. When people click that, it'll go to the subscribe page, and they can subscribe to the podcast. Same thing with the blog. I have this standard blog roll on the left, sidebar on the right, and that's all controlled through the power of Baton Pro. I can make a homepage layout on any page when you upgrade to Baton Pro, just like you see that we did here. Okay, so again, we're going to go to WordPress.org/themes/Baton. You can download this here, WordPress.org/themes/Baton. Check it out, play with it, let us know what you think. We feel it's fairly powerful, and we feel like it's a great theme for your next project. If you do enjoy these videos, go ahead and hit like. It really helps